Bottom of the 6th here at UC Health Park. Thanks for sticking with us on a beautiful Thursday night. 75 degrees here in the Springs. Where else would you want to be? Hudson Ridley and Andrew Del Piano back with you. Dalton Ross still in the bump for Noco, with the Owls leading at 9-4. Noco tacking on 2 more in that last half inning to take this 5-run advantage. But of course, Dalton Ross slamming the door, getting the final 2 outs of the inning. Back-to-back strikeouts. Faces 7, 8, 9 of the Rocky Mountain lineup here in the 6th. Carter Mize 1 for 2 in the ball game. RBI single back in the 2nd. A hard line out to right field in the 4th. Has really turned things around here today after just 1 multi-hit game in the month of August, as he ropes a ball into left center field. This ball carrying all the way to the wall. Mize looking for extra bases. He'll kick up some dirt on his way to second. He's got a leadoff double in the 6th.
And that's the power you're looking for Carter Mize. It is really, really starting to pick up. And he struggled in the month of August entering this series. Well, ever since then, the tables, Andrew, have really turned for him. He's become great.
Back-to-back multi-hit games for the youngster from the Joplin Outlaws, who just won a championship, 24 hours ago?
Yes.
And he was a big part of that before coming over to Rocky Mountain, of course.
As both a player and a coach.
Yeah. How rare is that to see that nowadays?
Extremely.
Like your player manager in FIFA. Here's Eddie McCabe. Ross starts him off with a strike.
The Ballers do have one, Dondre Hubbard.
That's right, they do.
Their hitting coach is also their cleanup hitter.
But he raked against Rocky Mountain this season, no doubt. 1-1 to McCabe. And we talk about that care and share program earlier. Rocky Mountain giving back to the community and the food banks. So great to see a handful of guys going down there earlier today. McCabe slaps it the other way. Mize gets the hold from third. He'll stay put. But Rocky Mountain, something cooking to begin the 6th. Runners at the corners, nobody out.
Good choice to hold Mize at third, to a guy that doesn't have a whole lot of speed. And a ball into shallow right. You don't want to challenge that with no outs when you really need runs. I mean, you're down 5. Haven't scored since the 2nd. If there was any time to keep things going, it's right now.
The 9th spot, Glenn Miller, in his first game at UC Health Park. Been solid so far. 2-run single in the 2nd, a ground out back in the 4th. Saw him at In-N-Out Burger last night after the game. He gets the same meal as you.
He does.
The smart guy. Ross starts him off with a strike.
I agree. Very smart meal.
Double, animal fries.
Yep.
Chocolate shake?
Chocolate shake.
There you go.
Occasionally, a cherry Coke if I'm feeling
all right.
The 2 drinks is tough to carry.
Yeah, it's a handful. You got, the bag in one hand. You want to carry the drinks in the other 2. That's tough to do.
Walked back into the house last night, had my water bottle in my hand, a chocolate shake, and a cherry Coke. I nearly spilled all 3 of them. Yeah, it's just a tough move. It's smart by him. Just get the shake.
0-2 to Miller. Not too many in-and-outs in Michigan, so, you come out to the West Coast, it's like, wow. At least for me, I was the same way, Hudson.
Not too many by 0.
The 0-2, a called strike 3 from Ross. That is his 3rd strikeout, and he is pitching masterfully with runners in scoring position tonight.
Clip the bottom of the zone beautifully. Whenever you get a changeup from that arm angle, it's so impossible because it looks like a rising fastball. So already you want to swing high in the zone. And then it dips below the bat at the very bottom. It's so incredibly hard.
I mean, a big reason why Frank Gonzalez brings in Dalton Ross is because of situations like this. Starts Austin Davis out with a strike. 2nd in the league in appearances, 37 tonight. And ERA creeping closer to 4. Davis 0 for 3 in the ballgame. He calls time at home plate. But anything you can really do to get Ross out of a rhythm right now is a good thing.
That arm angle really hard to hit, but come the 2nd time around the rotation, that's when guys start to jump on it. They've seen it before now.
Davis pokes it out the other way. Diaz racing back. Is it deep enough? It's over his head. Extra bases for Davis. Mize in to score. McCabe holds up at third. It's an RBI double for AD. Vibes get one back, 9-5. That ball just kept carrying.
It really did, and it was a bit of a misplay from Euro Diaz out and right. He took a few steps in before realizing, oh, this ball is well over my head. Turned around, did not full speed at it because there was no reason to. Austin Davis had cleared his head by a good margin.
So the Vibes finally break through with a runner in scoring position. As here's Ernie Yake. Rocky Mountain tonight just 4 for 13 with runners in scoring position. Slap foul. 1 ball and 1 strike to Yake.
This is the spot you want him up. You don't need to do everything at once and get a big bomb. That's not Ernie Yake's game, though. Soft on the ground through the hole, that's how he does it.
2-1.
And the best news is he does it to both sides of the park, too. You know, an almost remnant of Stephen Wilmer, who the Vibes traded away a couple of weeks ago, where he can really hit to every part of the park.
And that's a great attribute to have as a hitter, no doubt. Called strike right on the corner. 2-2. McCabe at third, Davis at second. 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Vibes trailing 9-5. A righty up in the Rocky Mountain bullpen for the next frame. Dalton Ross looking to escape another jam like he did last inning with the bases loaded. This is outside here. A full count.
This is when it gets tough. You got a full count to Yake. Then the next 3 you could face, Day, Rivas, and Halsema. Yeesh.
Almost the same exact spot as last inning. Ross likes to sign for Maynard. 3-2. Yake belted into right field. Diaz racing back. And it's over his head. McCabe in to score. Davis right behind him. Yake charging for third. He's in there. A 2-run triple for Ernie Yake. We got ourselves a ball game once again. Rocky Mountain trails 9-7.
Like we said, he can go to opposite field. He does not mind doing that at all, and he shows you exactly why. Opposite field power at 93 miles an hour off the bat. And not only does he bring this within a 2-run game, he knocks Dalton Ross out of the ball game.
One of the best relievers in the league is done for the night. A new reliever comes on for Noco. Vibes with a runner at third, 1 out, trailing by 2. First ups for Rocky Mountain in the bottom of the 1st. Owls leading 1-0 after a half inning of play. Hudson Ridley and Andrew Delapiana back with you. Getting the ball tonight for Noco is the righty Chase Gearing, making his 10th start of the season. Comes in with a 5.48 ERA. But Hudson, as of late, he's been amazing. In his last 3 starts, 18 innings, 11 hits, just 3 earned runs. And that's someone that moved into the starting rotation halfway through the season.
Exactly, and picking up 2 wins in that. He's top 6 in the league in wins with a 6-3 record. And pitching is not all about record, of course. But when you are solidifying yourself as a guy who comes out of the bullpen, then becomes a starter, then becomes arguably the best starter, I mean, that is something else. I mean, it's a toss-up on this NoCo roster, but he is certainly in contention.
His defense behind him, Henry George out in left, Dario Gomez in center, Euro Diaz in right, Jacob McCaskey over at third, Garrett Kieber at short, Kevin Jimenez at second, Jackson Coots guarding first, Reese Yurgin doing the catching, of course, for Gearing. The right-hander, Austin Davis, steps in. Corners come in for Noco. First pitch is a breaking ball that drops in for a strike. Davis last night a 2-for-5 effort. An RBI double back in the 5th inning. And he also had 3 stolen bases. That was only the second time he's done that this season, Hudson. Can you give me or make a guess of the other time he did it?
At Rocky Mountain in week 1.
There you go. May 30th, right here in this ballpark. The 0-1 is belted deep into left field. George racing back to the track, to the wall. It is gone! Austin Davis, a solo shot to left field to get the party started. The first home run in a Rocky Mountain uniform for AD, and we're all tied up at 1 in the bottom of the first.
That ball not struck the hardest, but boy, did that keep on carrying. It was only a matter of time. You think about the two big bats that Rocky Mountain gets from Oakland in Davis and Halsema, hadn't hit a home run combined in 3 weeks. Well, there's a good start.
Here's a lefty, Ernie Yankee tries to follow that up. First pitch swinging up the middle. On a backhand, Gomez fields and fires across for out number 1. So Ernie Yates staying aggressive, going after that that first one. After Gearing allowed his 8th home run of the season. 1 out in the bottom of the first. We're all even at 1. Here's the righty Josh Day. That's kind of been the bugaboo this season for NOCO, is the home runs allowed by their pitchers. And you saw a good display of power there from Austin Davis, who's not particularly known for that. First pitch from the righty Gearing is a breaking ball that's just inside.
Andrew, something I find particularly interesting, too. The Owls struggle giving up the long ball at home, despite the dimensions not being really out of the ordinary or the elevation being any higher than here.
1-0. Day ropes it on the ground, and it's through into left field for a base hit. A 1-out single for Josh Day as he continues to rake against NOCO. That being his 13th hit of the season against the Owls in now 9 games.
Very talented hitter in Josh Day, a guy that hit well at the affiliated level, and you know that'll always translate to this level. If you hit well in affiliated ball, especially power or contact, one or the other, it will carry over, just like Steven Rivas.
1 out with a runner on first. We're tied at 1 apiece in the bottom of the first for the lefty Steven Rivas. First pitch, swing and a miss. Went low in the zone, and Rivas tried to golf that ball out to right. The 0-1. Rivas foul tipped, but Yurgen couldn't squeeze it. It's a foul ball. 0-2.
Rivas takes a lot of big swings. All it takes is one miss from a pitcher, and he crushes it. But as of late, guys have been picking their spots well against Rivas because obviously the report coming in is you cannot miss to him.
5 straight games with a strikeout. He's got 8 in that stretch. He's now 6th in the league in that category. The 0-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. 6 consecutive games with a K for Steven Rivas. That's out number 2 of the inning.
That's the trade-off that you'll take when you have a guy in Rivas who's still batting over 300 despite this cold stretch. 2nd in the league in home runs, 2nd in RBIs. You just have to wait out the tough moments, the tough stretches where, those RBI numbers aren't in bunches or home run numbers.
2 outs with a runner on first. 1-1 in the bottom of the first between NOCO and Rocky Mountain. Here's the hero from last night, the righty Dane Tofflin. First offering is low and inside for a ball. Of course, we talked about that pregame, a 3-run pinch hit walk-off home run. A guy who came cold off the bench and then darted a ball deep to center field off the batter's eye. 4 straight victories now for Rocky Mountain. The 1-0. Tofflin fooled on a changeup up in the zone. 1-1. He's done so well against NOCO in this series. 6 for 11. 4 RBIs. Of course, the home run last night. Gearing turns and fires. Inside for ball 2. Day, the runner on first after the 1-out single. Tofflin, that average just a shade above 300 at 301 last night after, of course, going 1 for 1. The 2-1. Tofflin, a hard cut and a miss through the fastball. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the big right-hander. Time called at home plate.
If Tofflin can take this at-bat a little bit deeper, obviously Rocky Mountain tying it up with the solo shot to lead things off, but since then, Gearing's kind of had his way. Only 12 pitches so far. Take him a little deeper into this game. Don't let him get a hang of you, and keep the hooks in you throughout the ballgame.
2-2. Tofflin gets it off the end of the bat and pops it up foul into the seats. And a nice catch by Fan. Didn't have to move a muscle in the bleachers.
Everybody around the fan stood up to try to catch the ball. It dropped right over everybody and straight into their lap.
She was ready for that one. 2-2. Day takes off. It's a ball upstairs. No throw down. A stolen base for Josh Day. That being his 8th of the season, and a runner now in scoring position with 2 outs. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Dane Tofflin. 2 outs, a runner on second, still 1-1 in the bottom of the first, thanks to the solo shot by Austin Davis. The payoff pitch. Tofflin swing and a miss for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Chase Gearing to end the frame. But Rocky Mountain ties this ball game up off a 1 run, 2 hits, no errors with the 1 left on base. We'll be right back.